U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said war with China is a long way off as long as the two sides continue to speak to each other. Austin was speaking at the Shangri-La Defence Forum in Singapore. Nasri Karim has more.
A day after meeting Chinese Defense Minister Dong Jun, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin sought to allay fears of rising tensions between the two countries. Tensions between China, the Philippines and other parties over the South China Sea are among the issues with the potential to provoke conflict. Austin, however, said on Saturday that neither Washington nor Beijing intend to reach that stage.
War or a fight with China is neither imminent, in my view, or unavoidable. So leaders of great power nations need to continue to work together to ensure that we're doing things to reduce the opportunities for miscalculation and misunderstandings.
Wu Qian, a spokesman for the Defense Ministry, said talks between Dong and Austin were positive and pragmatic. He said the two sides will continue to communicate as agreed by President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Joe Biden during their previous summits. On Friday, Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. spoke about the numerous confrontations between Chinese and Filipino vessels over the Renai Jiao Reef in the Spratly Islands claimed by a number of countries.
If a Filipino citizen is killed by a willful act, that is, I think, very, very close to what we define as an act of war, and therefore we will respond accordingly.
Dong earlier said that China is willing to hold discussions with the Philippines. Austin said the U.S. support for the Philippines is ironclad and all sides are trying to avoid conflict.
What we are doing and what we continue to try to do is to make sure that that doesn't happen. And by increasing dialogue between major powers and making sure that countries are working together to promote freedom of the seas and freedom of the skies, that will narrow the possibility that this happens.
Australia's Defence Minister Richard Marles, meanwhile, called on Beijing to maintain the global rules-based order.
Stable and sustainable regional order won't be possible unless all countries, but especially big ones, pursue their strategic objectives in a manner that respects the sovereign rights of our neighbours and the obligations imposed by international law. And that's why we must pay attention to China's strategic behaviour and the signals that it sends.
The spokesman for Beijing's Ministry of Defense earlier said that after the meeting between Dong and Austin, the US gained a more thorough understanding of China's stance on highly sensitive issues such as the Taiwan and the South China Sea, which Beijing believes is beneficial for both parties. Nasri Karim, TVB News.